Risk of Rain. It's a game that slowly drives you insane. Or at least it did so to me, because in this game there are artifacts, and among them is Command. I personally find that no matter what difficulty you're playing on, if you activate the Command artifact, it becomes the easiest difficulty. Easier than Drizzle. So in a moment of pure genius, I decided, why not take the Command artifact and make a challenge that makes it suck? The challenge goes like this. You can only pick up a predetermined assortment of 5 items. You can build as many of these items as you want, but these are the only items that you get. You beat the challenge by beating Mithrix, and you lose if you fail 7 runs. The runs themselves have to be on Monsoon, you can't reuse lunar items or survivors from failed runs, and you can only use the items that were determined ahead of time. Therefore, the run is failed when you start in the wrong difficulty or with the wrong survivor, you pick up the wrong item or non-lunar equipment, or you die. Now let's find out what items I get to use for this challenge. To reiterate, you only get 1 item from each category. 1 white, 1 green, 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 orange from an equipment barrel. You determine what items you get in a hopefully short, regular run, the only exceptions being the lunar item and the yellow item if the yellow item is just taking way too long to find. As you can see, the first item I got here was a fuel cell. That's my green item. Then I went and picked up my equipment, which happened to be the sawblade. The next item I get is my white item, which happens to be Cautious Slug. And my red item, which I also managed to get from a regular box, was the Brilliant Behemoth. And just a small note, use the big boxes and regular boxes for everything, because using a specialized box will disrupt the randomness of the run. I never got a yellow item this run, so yellow items will be determined in each run, corresponding to whichever boss drops the yellow first. So here we are, Slug, Fuel Cell, Behemoth, Sawblade, and Unknown Yellow. Definitely not the worst combination I could have gotten. Now let's get into the first run. Drop pod. It's time to pick up my equipment. Pick up my sawblade and collect some more gold as I make my way over to a large chest. But it is over if I pick up any item I'm not supposed to. Speaking of item, the first item. It's a fuel cell. Woo! Really care for them because they kind of just die. But you know, this time they might not be so bad. Woo, it's a goat. Now as you can see, I chose the wrong item. But as long as I don't pick it up, I won't lose the run. Whoa. Well, crud. Honestly, I don't mind that I have goat hoof as one of my items here. Do, you just failed the run. My only hope is that you die quickly so this run can be over with. So, not only did I fail to pick up the correct item, I failed to die quickly. To make this run worse, I go to the lunar shop, where I choose an item, thus eliminating it from the challenge. And of all of the lunar items I could have chosen, I choose the Gesture of the Drowned, which is a very good item for Sawblade, but useless if I can't use it. On the second stage, beautiful, I managed to get a Behemoth. Hello, Brilliant Behemoth. If that wasn't enough, the third stage also decides to give me a Behemoth. On the fourth stage, I find the Mountain Shrine, which is awesome, if this wasn't a failed run. I beat the boss, and lo and behold, stupid thing, a yellow item drops. And that yellow item is a Molten Perforator. Actually, this entire area sucks. I hate the mushrooms too. Oh, great. Spawn in a magma worm. On me. We love it. So a bunch of enemies I don't like come to avenge their fallen comrades. But I don't think they were prepared for this, because I wasn't prepared for this. The number of saw blades here was absurd, and very cool. still. Wait, is that... MVP! MVP! The dramatic irony hurts me. I'm an idiot. Oh well. Yes. Yes, I was. Welcome to commencement. I still don't quite understand how I made it this far. Whee! Run! Run! There we go. You know, if I had just picked up a cautious slug in the beginning, although I can't say certain that I'd make it here again, but I feel pretty confident to say that I'd be able to get back here, and I would have beaten the challenge on the first run. Oh yeah, and it feels somewhat needless to say, but Mithrix was easy. In fact, it felt like I was just toying with them by the end. Why do I feel so slow? How you doing, Mithrix? Bad? Good to hear. Let's charge these puppies up. Did I just pass through that without taking damage? Goodbye, Mithrix. How's everyone's day going? How's it going with the sawblade in ya? Not very well, I take it. The joys of blissful ignorance. And with our first failed run, we have lost Loader and the Gesture of the Drowned. That was painful. Well, time for plan B, and maybe this time we won't, complete the run before we realize we failed. We're gonna try and forget that last run ever happened. Oi. Hey, I get to choose my lunar item. Yeah, it's purity. Yes, I am using Desperado. Alright, let's pick up the cautious slug this time, as I should have before. Shoot. Shoot. Blades. Let's see here. Equipment, equipment. Not equipment, not equipment. That's better. Alright, thanks, Newt. Oh, the gold place. Briefly, why the Halcyon sees an exception to the item rules is just because it's in a category of its own. It can't turn into other yellow items with the yellow command essence, and vice versa. Wow, I thought I was gonna die there. Helicon seed. I'm pretty sure that's not how that's pronounced, but... How are you doing, Aurelian Knight? Doing alright? Good to see you. Ooh, there's my behemoth. And just like that, I make it through the third area without problems. Oh, awesome. Just heal for a bit. Awesome. Oh my. You know, considering how many slugs I have in this run, why was I doing a healing shrine? Ugh. Well, I guess you could say that my last run was unlucky. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, we lost Bandit Impurity. Moving on, run 3, plan C. Wait, why is C for acrid? Run 3, because 2 didn't exist. No, you can't use that excuse again. You were activating a healing shrine on a run where you had plenty of healing. Phew. Maybe consider playing safer this time. Oh my. I am almost dead. Okay, looks like careful isn't a word that I understand or have in my dictionary. Run! It would be pathetic to die on the first stage. Oh man. I feel like pathetic's a bit of an understatement. That's good. That's a lot. That's just a lot of everything. A miraculous 2 slugs later, and I'm ready for the teleporter. What on earth am I thinking? This is not the greatest situation to be in. For multiple reasons. You know, this fight was slow. I don't think those hits were even connecting. Should be happening. But nothing's happening. And then I realized just how much stuff had spawned in while I was up there. I'm dead. Or not. Saved by healing. Heal! 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 Run away! And by some miracle, I survived the first stage. So you might be asking, what's my game plan since I seem to be chronically bad at living? The answer lies in a particular lunar item. See, one of the best things you can do as accurate is poison the enemies and run away. And Strides of Heresy is probably the best lunar item for being a coward. As such, the plan is poison the enemy, go into strides, stay in strides, and use the equipment to finish enemies off. Run away! You know, it's a small thing, but I really like having strides in command runs. Gives you plenty of time to just look at the item and make sure you're picking up the right stuff. Behemoth. And, unlike the first stage, we complete the second stage without much hassle. Oh hey, look, fuel cell. Just the item I was looking for. But, you know, I have to double click it. Look at me actually using my brain. On to stage 3. So far, so good. I'm actually using my brain, and things have been working out as planned. Geez, bison take a while to kill. No! 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 And I just complimented you on how you're using your brain. But now, with another failed run, I must sit here. For reference, this is what I should have done the first run. On this day we lost the best boy. He was minding his own business when a war horn came and heralded his death. Oh, and I guess we also lost strides. Okay, at this point I'm kind of grasping at straws. Plan D? This is just not going well. Hey, note from the editor, there are a lot of flashing lights during this section. More so than a regular Risk of Rain run, which is somewhat terrifying. So, if you're sensitive to that, keep that in mind. Now I'm here. Now that I've gained access to the Lunar Shop, this is where stuff gets chaotic. My item of choice is the meteor. To note, since you're allowed a lunar item, you can actually use that to replace your equipment. It's just, you don't get a lunar item for anything else. You know, of all the people to get this on, why did it have to be Artificer? Anyway, who's ready to party? Since the yellow item dropped this run, and there was no yellow item in the prep run, all yellow items in this run will be Titanic Neural. Woo. By some miracle, I actually managed to survive. Alright. I guess it's time to make some more fuel cells. Yet again, I decided to grind up some slugs and turn them into fuel, because, well, Artificer really needs damage, not survivability right now. Oh, great. Oh, great. You know, at this point, it's really starting to feel like this run was cursed by everyone who's ever been wronged by a teammate using meteors. In other words, very cursed. One tap from one of those things and I just would have been dead. Well, at least some part of the world is on my side. Whew. Healing. So, who here is ready to get blinded? Welcome to the light show. I honestly had no idea it was going to be this chaotic with this many friends at the same time. Seriously? Seriously? I have not seen a Shrine of Order on any other command run. You know, in hindsight, I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't hit the Shrine of Order, even though it would have done nothing. And now we begin on stage 4 with probably one of the most stressful boss fights I've ever had in Risk of Rain. And just like that, I defeated the last of the boss. Now I can finally charge the teleporter area. Wait, what? No, you're kidding me! Cursed run was cursed. 10 out of 10. You know, besides our sanity and time, we didn't really lose much on the last run. Let's go on to Plan E. Because we're entering people that I don't really know how to play. And because I don't really know how to play them, it means that I'm far more likely to just die early. A statement heavily reinforced by a bold choice of first item. And we're already starting off with our lunar item. This is a Transcendence run. You know how the Cautious Slug is a healing item, right? You know, something that Transcendence makes null and void. The only thing that could save you would be going to the Lunar Shop, which at least it looks like you're prepping to do. That's important. Wait a second. No. He didn't. He wouldn't be so stupid, right? Right? That could have been very bad. Whew. But now it's time for things to hopefully get a little bit easier. Oh. Yeah, let's just jump to the end of this. It's not really worth dragging out. I'm dying. Truer words could never be said. You know what? I'm backtracking on the statement before. We're ignoring that run happened. Let's go on to plan F. This time we have an actual plan. Ready? Huntress, fuel cells, drugs, profit. Jumping right on in, we successfully clear the first boss. Unfortunately, we're clearing the stage with 9 slugs and only 1 fuel cell. Fuel cell. At this point, it only makes sense for me to have the Sommering. On the second stage, I get more fuel cells, and although it's not enough for me to switch to the Spinal Tonic, I do end up with more sawblades, which always helps. You know, despite what I said before, Huntress is actually someone I'm pretty comfortable with, so I have some legitimate hope in this run. We managed to find our way back to the Gilded Coast, great, which gives us an opportunity to get a Rulianite and maybe give us some more support on doing bosses. At least that was the plan. Oh my. Headshot! Here we are. Last chance. Run 7. Plan G. Teleporter. And with this game's cruel sense of humor, by stage 2, I had only gotten 1 fuel cell, but 11 slugs. Meaning that the majority of my damage, which was from the Sommering, would not be possible. It seems I'm in danger. In some ways, you could say, I got to go out in a blaze of glory. Others would say that's just blatantly wrong, and my jokes are bad. One could say that being terminated by the planet itself in combination with this exact death message is one of the most fitting ways this challenge could have ended. But I disagree on the basis that if I played smarter or better, I could have just won. Welcome to the outro. This was also my 1 subscriber voice reveal, even though I have more than 1 subscriber. How did that happen? Anyway, it's self-promotion time. There are YouTube buttons, you can hit them if you want. I don't control you. Let me know if you want to see this again, or anything like it, like I'm considering doing a run with nothing but speed items, or things that increase speed. And I guess let me know if you really don't want to see it, though I'm probably going to make some more because this was fun. Anyway, hope you have a nice day or night.